Hey, what's up, everyone? Erik and Nathan coming at you with another episode of the Nashville Destin Connection. And you guys are going to want to stay tuned today because we are talking about all the awesome things that happen along the Emerald Coast in the fall, cruising into winter. The weather's changing a little bit down there, just like it is here in Nashville. But Nathan, man, thanks again for joining us today. How are you doing down there?
Doing good, man. Just like you said, it's kind of nice to wake up with. I know some people think otherwise, but I really love the time of the year. It's usually about 3 to 4 months that it gets a little chillier, and definitely felt good this morning when you walked out.
Yeah, are you a guy that enjoys the seasons?
I do. That's one of the things I really love about this part of Florida. I don't know if I could deal with the heat year round, but I mean, we actually have 4 seasons here, which is great. Spring and fall is fantastic. Really love the winter time because it's not as crowded and you have a lot of, just cool things going on. Um, Summertime's obviously the busiest time when school's out, but
Yeah.
I do love I like the cooler weather when we get it.
Yeah, man, I know fall brings some interesting weather, in the along the coast down there. And we were sure thinking about you guys when those hurricanes were forming, and I hate that that's affected anybody. But man, I'm glad you guys got out of that unscathed, I guess, for the most part, huh?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, it's I think, knock on wood, I'm 47. I've evacuated from one storm in my lifetime here. We've been hit with a few over the years, but one thing that people don't realize about our marketplace down here is that we're the highest point of elevation of anywhere on the Gulf of Mexico.
Is that right?
So a lot of areas are low lying. They have river systems and different things, but we actually peak in the middle. So from the Gulf to the Bay, it elevates in the middle. In fact, we're bringing a home to the market that's at like as you know, the one that we're working on. It's at around a 45-foot elevation above the sea level, which that's not the case a lot of spots. But yeah, my thoughts go out to them. And obviously, all the people in North Carolina, it's a tragedy to see, but they will rebuild and hopefully over time come back even stronger than before.
Yeah, definitely. We'll keep all those guys, all those folks that have been affected in our thoughts and prayers. Definitely goes out to them.
Sure.
But tell us, Nathan, a little bit. Let's just stay on the topic of just tell us what goes on down there in the fall and the winter, man. From what's the weather like? What are some great events to look forward to? How do people spend their time? What's to enjoy down there?
It's one of my favorite times down here because you're used to having the kind of the tourism aspect here, which is great. But you're starting to see a more residential vibe here as well, too. Growing up down here, it was like probably a 90-10. 90% was vacation property, 10% was um, residents, and now you're really starting to see a push in the residential market. And I think with that push, you're starting to see better things happening, music and infrastructure and things that are coming to our marketplace. So I'm excited about that. But right now, it's football season. It's a little nip in the air, and just a great time. They have a lot of festivals down here this time of year, wine, food festivals, Destin Fishing Rodeo recently happened. Just a lot of cool events. It's not as crowded. We do have fall break now, which we never really had when I was in school back in the day. But there's a lot of schools to land on different areas that are doing fall break, and so we've had a really good kind of little it's been busy over the past ever since October kicked off. And then you start rolling into the Thanksgiving, Christmas, also a wonderful time of year down here. But because you get a lot of sunshine, it gets chilly. Sometimes it gets to freezing levels, very rare, but usually in the 50s in the off season. Sometimes it can be 85 on Christmas Day. So we do have these variables down here as well. But I've learned to really love the off season as a true local to this area.
Yeah, I know we were joking about fall break earlier, and I just know that Nashville has definitely cleared out a little bit. My commute as I'm getting around town was a little more sparse. The roadways were a little bit more opened up, especially last week. But
Yeah, you can spread your
last
arms
time
a
I was
little
down, last time I was down there in your neck of the woods, I was talking to some business owners, and they were just talking about how they look forward, from a business standpoint this time of year because they kind of get that pop, kind of going into the end of the year. Things die down a little bit right after summer's over. But is that true for most of the businesses down there that they kind of rely on that?
Well, spring and summer obviously is the busiest time down here. You do find some restaurants and stuff. Shout out to Sushimoto, one of my favorite places down here. Andy is the owner there. He actually closes his restaurant in the summertime, and he goes and travels because he has such a great connection with like the local people here. that they have a following of his restaurants. So you're also finding these like kind of eclectic places that cater more to the local environment than even the tourist environment. And I think that's what's cool when people come down in the off season is they get to experience, in my opinion, a more local vibe in the restaurants and the things that are here. And so it's just I like this time of year because it's a little bit slower pace. You can
Yeah.
work on your business a little bit. You can maybe do some deep cleaning in some of these properties. You can kind of work on your vision from there without having to be so much in the rush. But it is definitely a good pop in the fall that leads into the more the off months, which is kind of November through February is our slowest time of year.
Okay. What's just on a personal note, what's one of your favorite events, in the November, December timeframe that someone might want to check out if they make it down there?
Yeah, so they have upcoming Moon Crush over in Seascape. Seascape is an area down here that was there wasn't a lot going on there for a while, but now there's a new development there. They have this new like music series there. Lyle Lovett is just played, and they got another group coming. But you're getting kind of a little bit of a Nashville vibe down here, which is really cool to see. And and then really Christmas, Thanksgiving, great place for families to gather here. New Year's Eve is amazing here. My wife and I, we stayed at a Gulfront condo that we own here. We had no agenda, and we just walked out on the beach on the new year and kind of the cold sand and just the silhouette of our beach. And it's like, what a great way to bring in the new year too, to have that connection to nature like that.
Yeah, we should have looked you guys up. My wife and I were down there last New Year's. Her birthday is actually December 30th too.
Okay.
So to your point, it was different than I was used to being out on the beach and just that crisp air. And you're just in a hoodie and jeans and sweatpants, and it's so refreshing. Like having your
It's
feet in
so
the sand that time of
pristine.
year. And
Yeah, so pristine. It's like you don't see the footprints in the sand, and like it's cold out there, but you're bundled up and having a bonfire on the beach. I mean, it's just such a eclectic time of year, and a lot of times it's overlooked. I like visiting places when I go on vacation that is kind of their off season.
Mhm.
I think you do get a little bit more of a connection to how the locals live there, and it's not so touristy those time of years, which I think is just a cool thing.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for those insights. Always valuable to hear. Let's shift gears a little bit. I know when my family was down there not too long ago, we caught up and visited that special project that you and I have kind of been working on together. You've obviously been heading it up, but a relationship that we had with some builders that you brought a lot of value to. Tell us a little bit about an update on that property that's coming to the market soon.
Yeah, so that's the property I was speaking about earlier. It's on Dune, and it's the highest point on the street, and you have this really beautiful panoramic view of the Gulf and the sunset. Um, really, brand new home, 6 bedrooms, really designed. What I love about this home is that the design of it is for full-time living second home that you could also use as a vacation property. Those are the properties, in my opinion, that are really starting to get great attention because it's kind of reversing it. It's like, man, I could live here. It has all the essentials that I'd want from a comfortability level versus just heads and beds. But
Mhm.
probably do really good on rental income here as well. And that's what this house does. It doesn't have your typical beach vibe. It's more of it almost feels like a 1920s metropolitan vibe on the and just the amenities and the additional space. Instead of having all these bedrooms, they incorporated the space to have great entertainment space for the people that are staying there. So I'm really excited about it. We'll be bringing it to the market soon, and just a beautiful layout. We're going to have a little kickoff party there, which obviously would love to have you there as well. But it's amazing when you have good relationships with other agents, how you can navigate different layers of service for people through those relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. And such a one of a kind property. If you run out of bedrooms, you can throw some beds in the side in those showers. There's
Yeah,
so much room in some of those bathrooms, man.
they're
There's,
huge. Yeah,
but yeah,
it's a
you're right. It's such a unique, pristine, such a well done property. Those guys have
right.
just seemingly spared no expense to make that thing something special. And my
Yeah,
favorite part, those panoramic views up
yeah.
top that
Oh man,
you're just a little ways off the beach, man. But like it looks like you can reach out and touch it when you're
well, it's a
standing up
big
there with
property
those
too.
views.
I mean, on 30A, you don't really see lots that size. I mean, you have a really great green space, elevated pool. They started the foundation of the home on a really nice bluff, and on top of it, you're 45 feet above the sea. Like I can't think of a property that has such kind of an expansive view from that location from the beach, and also have the elevation that just gives you a lot of protective feelings about the home.
Yeah, look forward to seeing that thing get to the finish line. And yeah, my intent is to make it down there to join you all for the Brokers Open and hopefully grab some content and help spread the word about that thing whenever it goes active on the market.
For
It's going to
sure.
be lucky new property owner. What else do you have as far as some properties that are catching your eye down there? Listings you guys have?
Well, I mentioned Seascape. That's where they're doing all the new music festivals. They got a lot of on-site commercial restaurants. We're doing a new project there. This particular unit is at a development called Aerial Dunes. Really great project. There's 2 towers there. This is unit 403. It's 2-bedroom at 573 500. Really nice panoramic view from there. Easy walk to the beach, walk to the music festivals. I really like that property. You can do short-term rental there. The other one of my favorite communities that's been done here is called Destiny. There's 3 sections of Destiny: Destiny East, the original Destiny, and Destiny by the Sea. This particular home is in Destiny East. What's nice about that is it connects Scenic Gulf Drive, which is the beach road, to 98. A lot of the projects don't do that. So you have an ingress and egress from your main road of 98 and also the beach road, which is nice for golf cart. Riding down to the restaurants. You can get to a lot of different restaurants and entertainment from this location. It's all gated. They have a great community center on each of their subdivisions. Tennis, bocce ball, nice pool, stuff like that. This particular property was actually designed, as I mentioned on the previous home, with residents in mind. It has been a full-time residence for them. Very modern, clean lines. The kind of a Danish European system in there with Malay appliances. Really great property, great lot. That one's on for $1,250,000, and that's a 3-bedroom with a nice office space. Could be converted to a 4-bedroom, but only one owner. Beautiful construction, truly custom throughout the entire home, and that's a great property.
If I remember correctly, if memory serves me, you might have been making your way off to that listing appointment after we met up and recorded our last podcast. So
That's right.
congrats, man. You got the listing, and I'm sure you're doing a great job for them. Sounds like a wonderful property.
It is. It's a great property. Last but not least, absolutely love this location. It's a 1/4 acre of property that is south of Scenic Gulf Drive. So you're on the beach side of the Scenic Gulf Drive road. You can actually walk to the beach from your front porch in about 30 seconds through a nice gated area that takes you out to just an outstanding beach. This is on the east side of Scenic 98, close enough to walk to the outlet malls, for those of you that are familiar with that, and literally a 30-second walk to the beach. This one has a beautiful outdoor pool that feels very private and away from any owners. Mature landscaping throughout. It is a 3-bedroom with a bunk area and 2 living spaces that could be converted to another master suite if you decided to do so. And you have a 2-car garage here as well. Love this property. $1,695,000, and that's 115 Windancer Lane.
Awesome, man. Thanks for rolling through those, and I hope anyone watching enjoyed the little clips that we put on there to highlight those properties as Nathan is shedding some light on them. And I just love that Scenic 98 area, man. Destiny. I love to see that area, and there's just always been one of my favorite spots. It's just such a cool vibe driving up and down that road, riding bikes, jogging up and down the sidewalk there with the restaurants and some shops, and that's one of my favorite spots personally.
Yeah, a lot of people they get connected to 38, which I absolutely love, and we love selling real estate in 38 and have listings in 38. But I think sometimes the Scenic 98 spot's overlooked because, man, like everywhere in the summertime, you're going to have more crowd, but in 9 months out of the year, like you said, you hop on your bicycle and you can ride a plethora of restaurants. You're right in the middle of the outlets and Destin Commons. You got easy access coming over the Mid-Bay Bridge right there. But I love that section from coffee shops to dining. I mean, Crab Trap is right outside of Destiny, and that's one of the largest beach areas with parking, showers, bathrooms. Got a beachside bar and grill, sits right on the beach. Just a lot of great amenity to enjoy the outdoors from that whole stretch there.
Yeah, we stayed right by there just a few weeks ago. And I mean, you can almost park the vehicle and, leave it for a few days. I mean, you can get it where you need to go. You can get to some restaurants and bars and all the good stuff. So,
yeah, it's a good setup. But, so I know that you've been down here the colder months, and really just a great time to enjoy what this area offers.
Yep. Look forward to coming back down and seeing you in a couple of weeks and seeing that, the beautiful property we've been working on come to life. So
for sure. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for your time. Thanks for bringing us some value and sharing all the good things that Destin has to offer this time of year.
For sure.
All right. We'll catch you next time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. One special announcement that we do want to throw out there is our Nashville Destin Connection Facebook group. Make sure you guys look us up there. Join that group, especially if you're someone in the Nashville area that loves the Destin 38 area. We're going to throw these podcasts in there and do our best to bring you all some value, just highlighting everything that Destin 38 area has to offer year round. So on behalf of Erik and Nathan, thank you guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks.